Last month, I made over $50,000 in profit from my agency. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to copy me so you can just do it too. Because if you follow the strategy that I'm going to lay out for you in this video, it will make sure that you beat 99% of people in the agency game and land clients that pay you anywhere from 5 to 10K per month. We're going to break down what type of agency to start, how to set it up, and consistently sign clients that pay you 5 to 10K per month, showing you everything you need to know to make $50,000 per month in 2025 from this new type of agency that no one is doing and is completely unsaturated, all without needing any past experience, skills, or even money to invest. This is by far the best model to run in 2025. There is no competition nor any saturation. And actually for me, when I first started this, I went from 0 to over 50K per month in profit in just 6 months as a complete beginner. So let's get started. So the first thing you have to know before thinking about getting anywhere near 50K per month with your SMMA is that the traditional model we've been shown and pretty much lied to about for the last 5-6 years is completely dead. It just does not work anymore. And what I mean by the traditional model is this experience, this old way of doing things where you only work with low quality local businesses that can barely afford to pay you anything. You provide basic single services that you don't really care about at all, doesn't really benefit you long term. You waste your time every single day cold calling, sending mass cold email, getting no positive replies at all from your outreach. And overall, your whole experience is just going to be that you're going to be struggling for me, like it was over a year, for you could be years, just to get to 10K per month. That's it. Because all you can sign on, if you do sign any clients, is going to be $500 to 1K per month clients maximum. But like I said, this is the old way, and all hope is not lost. That's obviously what I did for myself. I figured out there's actually a new way to do this. And this new way, the experience of doing this new way is you're going to be working with established companies that are going to be happy to pay you 5 to 10K per month as a base retainer. You yourself are going to be providing meaningful services that actually benefit you long term as an entrepreneur because of the experience, the expertise, the knowledge you're going to gain. It's actually going to benefit you to go ahead and build multi-million-dollar businesses in the future, and you yourself become a multimillionaire. And the client outreach, actually what needs to be done to sign clients, is all automated from day one. You don't have to waste any time. It's going to be automated booking and consistent calls with high quality potential clients every single week. And overall, the experience is that it's just going to be easy to get to 10K per month with just 2 clients actually, and 50K per month with just 7 to 10 clients. And that's why I'm making this video for you, to show you that there is a new way that I use myself, and you can 100% use yourself, no matter if you're a complete beginner or if you've been running an agency for a while now. So just so you know how it went for me, I got started out in SMMA. I fell into that trap. I watched Emma and Gaji. I watched all the guys that we all watch on YouTube when we first get started, for months and months on end. And I got trapped in SMMA, in that model and that mindset, with my whole dream being 10K per month by my 18th birthday actually. And I struggled for over a year to sign literally any clients. But as soon as I stopped that whole SMMA model, I stopped watching any of the gurus, I quit SMMA, and I built this new agency for myself, with this new method, this new way. I built and scaled my agency, and again, I was a complete beginner at this point, from 0 to over 50K per month in cash collected, like profit, in 6 months from starting. And that whole time, my outreach was all automated. I literally didn't waste any time doing any outreach. And I signed over 10 clients, and they each paid me anywhere from around 5 to 10K per month as a base retainer, and also a percentage of the revenue that I generated for them. Now, just so you know that I'm not lying, I can show you some proof. Here is the monthly revenue screenshot from when I just passed 50K per month in profit. Now, I am going to say 50K per month in pounds. That is obviously a lot more in dollars, but it's the same thing to me, to be honest. And also here as well, here are some of my clients. So these are the clients that I've been able to work with, that I do work with still to this day. I do work mainly in the e-com niche. I'll explain that in a minute, how to decide how to choose what niches you want to work with. But yeah, like you can see, some of these brands or companies you're seeing on the screen right now, these are my clients, and these are massive companies. And you may think, there's no way as an SMMA you're going to be able to sign any of these clients, but I, with this new way, was actually able to get into the door with some of these clients and sign them on for some of these massive retainers. So these are some of the retainers and the payments that I get every single month from my clients: 5K, 6K, 5K in dollars. At least some are at least 5K, up to 10K, if not even much more than that, in just base retainers from all these clients. So the new SMMA that I've been talking about for 2025, this way that you can get you to actually where you want to be, is called a growth partner agency. Now, you actually haven't heard or seen about a growth partner agency in the way that I'm about to show you anywhere else. You may have seen growth partnering, you may have seen growth operating, but a growth partner agency is very different, and I almost created it myself just to be the business that I wanted to build myself, to get me to where I want to be. But I also know that after showing this to a few other guys, this is exactly what pretty much all of you, I'm pretty sure if you clicked on this video, this is exactly what it is you actually wanted to start in the first place when you got into SMMA, or maybe you've been in it for a while, this is what you want to be shifting to. So let me break down the business model word by word, because each word has a very significant meaning. So what growth means is that what you are doing as an agency is you are solving the problem of growth for the companies that you work with. So your service is growing companies that you've chosen to work with through your chosen method of growth. Now I'll explain what that means later in the video. Partner, what that means is you partner with companies in the world's biggest industries. Very important point there. You don't work with companies in the world's smallest industries like local businesses on a long-term basis, and you get paid a monthly retainer plus a share of the revenue. So what that looks like in real life is anywhere from 5 to 10k per month as a base retainer, and also as well 5 to 15% of the revenue that you generate for them. So one client, for example, after the rev share as well, when you get results for them, can bring you anywhere from 20 to 30k in 1 month just from that one client. That's how crazy it is. An agency, means that you have a specialized team that you've built fulfilling your service delivery for you. So you're not just like a glorified employee, glorified freelancer, and you also have multiple offerings that you sell to companies. You don't just have one offer. I'll explain again what that means in a minute. And the truth is that I figured out, obviously this is why I did it for myself, but also why I've shown it to a few other guys, and they've had the same experience. This is literally the only way to hit 50k per month in profit, especially. A lot of people talk about 50k per month in revenue, but many agencies, especially in SMMA, they're running ads, they have massive costs, they have very small profit margins. But I talk about in profit, 50k per month in profit within the same year as this, when you start. And it's the only reason that I went from struggling completely with my SMMA to making 10k per month and then hitting 50k per month with completely minimal effort. Like I didn't actually work that hard to get there. I didn't work day in, day out. I kind of just built the system that I'm going to show you in this video, and it just worked. After 6 months, I was at 50k per month. Now, why is this the only way? There's a very clear reason as to why this is the only way that you can actually get to 50k per month. And the first thing is, a growth partner agency only works with the highest quality of clients in the world's biggest industries. What that means is that they have no problem paying you 5 to 10k per month. It's not going to be based on your experience or your past results or your testimonials. It's just going to be based on the type of clients you're reaching out to. And the second is, what you offer to businesses as a growth partner agency is more than valuable enough to easily charge 5 to 10k per month per client, and they want to work with you long term, which means they want to stay on with you for 1, 2, maybe even 3 years. I've had clients that I've kept on since like the first ever clients I've ever signed, 3 years ago, and they've stayed on till this day. And that's the experience you will have as a growth partner agency. So they won't churn after 1 or 2 or 3 months. And a growth partner agency, you are building a specialized team that takes care of the fulfillment. And what that does for you is it allows you to take on multiple clients every single month and obviously get actually really good results for them. And it won't be all up to you to make that happen. And just so you can see what it looks like in real life, here's my GPA. I'll bring my website on screen right now. So what we do as a growth partner agency is we partner with e-com brands and we help them grow through affiliate creators, UGC ad videos, and also paid ads on TikTok and Facebook/Instagram as well. And also just quickly as well, before we get into the steps, I actually built an entirely free course because, like I said, I got stuck in SMMA when I first started out, and there was nobody that actually guided me or helped me to transition to a real business that I could build that got me to where I want to be. So I spent the last few months building a completely free course. And if you want to access this, obviously I go through exactly how you can build and scale your own growth partner agency from zero as a complete beginner to 50k per month in 6 months. As well as I want to give the guys that watch this video the chance to book in a free one-on-one call with me just to have that bit more clarity. Like I said, I'm doing this all just to give back. Like if I can give back to even just one of you guys that were just like me when I first started out, that will just make me so happy and fulfilled. It's really my passion. So I'm giving the guys that get access to this free course, to book in a free one-on-one Zoom call with me to ask me any questions you have about transitioning or starting your own growth partner agency. So if you want access to this stuff, then it's just completely free. I'm going to leave it in the description below, and there's going to be a link there, the first link. Click that link, join my free community. It's hosted on School. It's called the New Era of Entrepreneurs. It's completely free, no payments whatsoever. And in there, you can access all this stuff. You have the link to book in the call, and also as well, you'll have the access in the classroom to see all the course modules. So step 1 is choosing the right ideal client. Now that you have the right business model to actually use to get to 50k per month, the next step is to choose the right companies to reach out to and then work with. And with a growth partner agency, there's only 3 options. Remember that I said that a growth partner agency only works with the biggest industries in the world, and these are 3 of those biggest industries in the world. And I wouldn't really recommend you going outside of these industries, because obviously that didn't pretty much just put you back into SMMA. So these 3 industries or 3 options are: the first one is e-commerce brands, right? And these are companies selling physical products online. Second is info product and coaching companies. These are companies selling digital products online. And third is SaaS which means software as a service, and also app companies. These are companies selling softwares or apps online. And the three things that these industries have in common, which is obviously why I recommend these three. First is they are the world's biggest and most cash abundant industries, meaning that they can easily pay you 5 to 10K per month. That's not a problem for them. Number two is these companies all sell their products online, meaning that they need help with their elements of their marketing that you can take care of for them. So what that means for you is that they are actively looking for help, and they're very easy to close. You don't have to convince them to do marketing. You don't have to convince them that what you do is going to be good for them. They already know that what you're going to be doing is good for them. They just want to be convinced that you're the best option to do it for them. Number three is there is an abundance of companies being built in these industries every single year, and these industries will only keep growing for decades from now onwards, especially in 2025. They'll probably be the biggest they've ever been in terms of how much money they're making. So what that means for you as an agency owner is there are more than enough qualified clients for you to sign, and the niche will never be saturated. It's a common thing that I hear from, to be honest, even I did it back in the day too. I was always complaining that the niche is too saturated. What if it's too saturated to go back into anymore? And like, what if I can't sign clients? With these industries, if you stay in these two industries, choose out of one of them, then there is literally no chance of the saturation being a problem for growth partner agency owners. Maybe for SMMA owners, there will be saturation, but with the way that you do it as a growth partner agency, there will be zero saturation, especially if you stay in these two industries because of how many new companies are popping up and also becoming successful in these industries that you can very, very easily work with. So you need to choose an industry that has all these three elements that we just talked about, but also as well, and a very, very important point that every beginner agency owner misses, and it's not their fault, but it's because the gurus, like the same ones that I watched back in the day, they push you into just doing the opposite of this, and that is to choose an industry that you actually want to be in long term. So what I mean by that is that in the future, some point in the future, you may not know when yet or how yet, but at some point in the future, as an entrepreneur, you would like to be in that industry and build a company in that industry sometime in the future. And obviously, if it's going to be one of these three industries, it's going to be a multiple 7-figure, maybe even 8-figure, maybe even 9-figure company that you really want to build in the future. And obviously for me, like you already saw my GPA, but my GPA, my growth partner agency, the niche that I chose was e-commerce brands. And obviously more specific niche was low to mid ticket products that have a benefit in people's lives. So now why did I choose that? It's a bit weird, but why did I choose that? Because I knew since I was literally 17, I knew that in my head, I was like starting to get into business, and I saw e-com brands, not drop shipping, not Amazon FBA, real e-com brands, like really cool e-com brands. And I saw them and I was like, and I read a couple of articles as well, like how they were blowing up during COVID, and the whole industry was getting, really blowing up in terms of like a lot of money was being made. And I saw a couple of guys who went from like nothing to being worth 100 mil in a couple of years just because of their brand. And I was thinking like, I really want to in the future build my own 8 to 9 figure e-com brand, whenever I'm ready for it at some point in the future, with a product that actually benefits people's lives. I'm not big into like fashion or like tech or anything like that. I'm more like, I really enjoy the idea of like having a product that can benefit people's lives, and obviously then building a brand around that and blowing the brand up and making it a massive worldwide known 9-figure, maybe even 10-figure brand in the future, who knows. So what that meant for me was that I would have a passion with working with my clients and trying to sign them on, because I genuinely, like, if I think about it, these are the same type of company that I would want to build in the future. So working with them and getting results for them, I'm learning all the skills that I need. I'm building the team that I need. I'm getting the expertise and experience that I need to then go on to build my own brand, which is actually something that I'm doing right now. You'll see it on my channel, in the next few months. But right now I'm cooking up my own brand. And this brand, I have zero doubt, will be an 8 to 9 figure brand in the next few years. And that's all because of the fact that I have, in the last few years, worked with so many e-commerce brands in the same sort of space that I want to be in. And I understand everything about how to grow them now, and also have a team that can help me do it. So step 2 is building your 5 to 10K per month offer. After you've chosen your ideal client and your industry that you're going to work in, you need to then create an offer to sell to these companies that they'll actually want to pay you 5 to 10K per month for. And the offer you build has to do 3 things. The first thing is you have to provide enough value and solve as many problems as possible for your clients, enough for them to actually want to pay you a bigger retainer. It's a lot easier than it sounds. I'll explain how to do it in a minute. And number 2 is you have to be positioned in a way that will make the client want to see you as a partner in their business that they want to work with long term. So that's a big differentiation between SMMA and a growth partner agency, is that you're seen as a real partner in your clients' businesses. They're more partners than they are clients. So they don't just see you as, someone they'll test out for 1, 2, 3 months and then just stop paying you after a couple of months. They'll see you as like a long-term partner, an essential part of their business, like an extension of their marketing team. Number three is you have to be providing solutions to problems that even the biggest companies in the industry that you're chosen to work in are still having. They still have these problems and are actively looking to solve these problems as well. So what that means pretty much is that what you are providing for them, what your offer is, has to be in high demand with low good supply. So what that means is that there are very few agencies doing it at the level that you would do it. So what this means for you is that you can no longer just sell services, if that makes sense. You can't just do like the SMMA way. So you can't just sell services such as Facebook ads, Google ads, building websites, social media management, editing content, whatever it may be. Instead, you have to choose a method of growth. That's a big difference. A method of growth, a platform or way of growing a company that you can help your ideal clients utilize to grow their companies holistically. So more than just one basic service. Now, don't mistake that for thinking that you're going to be doing loads of stuff for them at one time. It's more like a case of you're taking them through a process that they already know they need to do in order to grow. For example, I'll give you the example of what I chose for my agency, and also the best offer to have for e-commerce brands if you want to work with them is growing brands kind of through TikTok and Instagram. So the kind of elements that you're utilizing and things that you're utilizing is UGC ad creatives or UGC ad videos, TikTok and Meta paid ads, and working with kind of micro creators as affiliates. That's kind of like the main channel of growth or platform of growth or method of growth that brands know they need to use right now, and very few of them are actually doing it properly. So as a growth partner agency, you can come in and act as an extension of their team and just do that for them. They may already have a massive marketing team, but you're just doing this element of the marketing for them. And for the other industries that obviously I told you about, I would recommend, so the best info product method of growth or offer to have in 2025 is helping info product or coaching companies grow organically through strategizing and editing YouTube and Instagram content that builds an audience, and then implementing a sales system, which means like setters, VAs and closers to generate customers through that content. Then the best SaaS and app offer to have in 2025 is helping SaaS and app companies grow through social media, utilizing UGC ad creatives, paid ads on TikTok and also Facebook and Meta, and also then working with creators as affiliates as well. So once you know what your method of growth is, you can then develop the process that you're actually going to take your ideal clients through. And what I call that is your growth system. So the growth system is the exact step-by-step, kind of process that you're going to implement in your clients' businesses to take them from where they are to where they want to be. That is kind of what you are offering from now on, like the detail, like what our offer is, what our service is we help X company grow through our growth system. And that growth system is what you're going to be showing to clients or showing potential clients and what you're going to be selling them on in a sense. So after developing your growth system, which obviously is a process that I go through in a lot more detail inside of the free course, you can then prepare your actual offer, what it is you're going to be showing to clients. And what I call that is your growth partnership. That is like your main offer as a growth partner agency is your growth partnership. That's kind of like your flagship offer. A growth partnership is where you partner with your ideal clients on a long-term basis and implement your full growth system. And of course, this is the offer that your clients, ideal clients would be happy to pay you at least 5 to 10K per month plus a percentage of the revenue, usually around 5 to 15%. So like I said before, in reality, what that could look like is they pay you 5 to 10K per month as a base retainer, and then in a revenue share, you're getting an extra 5, 10, 15K a month. So in total, from one client, you can very, very easily, after a few months of working with them, make at least 20, 25K, maybe even 30K just from that one client. And it's not like they're just like paying you that money, for no reason. You are making them enough to actually warrant you getting paid that much money. And they couldn't get that from anybody else in terms of like what you're doing for them at that quality you're going to be doing it for them. So why are they actually happy to pay you that much? First is because you are solving their biggest problem, to be honest. The biggest problem they have, you are solving it for them by holistically taking care of all the most essential parts to their marketing, especially like the method of marketing that they know they need to be doing, but is very hard to fulfill and do right now in the current market, especially in 2025. That is one of the biggest reasons to why they're happy to pay you these big bucks. And second is because any other alternative option that they have in terms of doing it themselves, in terms of freelancers, in terms of other types of agencies they could work with, is going to be more expensive in terms of an upfront cost and would be a lot more effort with very, very little guarantee, and probably would just overall just not work and get them to where they want to be. And that's obviously what a lot of companies are actually experiencing right now. They're trying to do it themselves with an in-house team, with agencies, with freelancers, and it doesn't work. That's why they'll be happy to listen to you on a call and then work with you. So a really important thing to remember is that you don't just have one. Like I said, in the agency part of the growth partner agency model, agency means you have multiple offerings that you sell to clients. So you have 4 offers in total, which means you need 3 other offers. And what that looks like for ecom, second would be UGC ad creative production. So this would charge anything from around 3 to 6K per month. what would happen here is you'd produce a set number of ad creatives that the brands would then use on their paid advertising, but that's all you do. You just produce the videos. And obviously with a team of creators. Number 3 is affiliate creator seeding and infrastructure build. Pretty much you get paid anywhere from 5 to 10k up front, and also 1 to 2k per month, and also maybe a rev share too to do this for them. And all you do here is pretty much you'd build and launch a seeding campaign and build the brand's kind of infrastructure, kind of like their ecosystem, and how to generate revenue with micro creators as affiliates. So pretty much it's a one-time thing. You do it for them, and then from there you can manage it for them, or you can train their team instead how to do it for you. But it's more of like an big upfront payment, like a 10k upfront payment. And number 4 is tailored consulting. So you charge anywhere from around 1 to 2k per month for this, maybe even more to be honest. This is where you build a tailored consulting plan where you jump on call with them maybe 1-2 times a month and give them chat access to you, and you just help the company grow and implement any of the systems that they actually need to use to scale. And the best second and third offers to have, with that fourth offer, you have that for every single industry. It's the same thing for every industry. Consulting should always be there. But for the other industries, in terms of second and third offer, for info product and coding companies, second would be YouTube long form and Instagram short form production and editing. So just pretty much where you're editing content for them, maybe strategizing as well. That would be 3 to 6k per month just for the content editing by itself. Obviously at a high quality. And number 3 would be an organic sales system build and setter or closer placement. So you charge anywhere from around 5 to 10k upfront, and also a monthly management fee to manage the whole sales process. So for SaaS and app companies, it'd be again very similar to ecom. So it'd be UGC ad creative production, and also then number 3 would be the affiliate infrastructure build for them. Very similar to ecom as well. So why do you actually need to have multiple offers? What is the point as a growth partner agency to have multiple offers versus an SMMA that just sells one basic service? First thing is you need to make sure that you have a lower commitment offer for companies that don't actually want or need the full growth partnership right now. Not all companies that you jump on call with, the potential clients, will actually need the full growth system. So therefore you need an offer to cater to whatever situation they're in. And second is you need to have multiple forms of cash flow. So those forms of cash flow will be, those big monthly secure retainers from the long-term partnerships, the big one-off payments from the second and third offer, and also the revenue shares from the first offer as well. And what this will do for you is it allows you to scale up really, really quickly in terms of your monthly revenue. And like for me, for example, I was able to hit 50k per month, and on the 6th month or the 5th month of me actually running my agency. And the third thing is you need to have offers that are easier to fulfill. So what that means, you can sign on multiple clients in 1 month. So obviously if you're selling all the time, just that main offer, you're doing a lot of things for them, you can obviously bring on 5-6 clients a month. But for example, with the second and third offer, you can very easily delegate it, build systems for it, and have it very easy to fulfill. That doesn't really require much of your time. So you can sell 4, 5, 6 clients a month on that one offer, which obviously is a lot of money every single month for you. And obviously as well, a really important point is that while building your offer, you also need to gain valuable knowledge and a deeper understanding of the industry and method of growth that you have chosen. So the steps that I would take to do this, and obviously the steps that I took to do this when I first started out, is first thing, I would find creators, content creators, agency owners, consultants, whoever it can be, that post content around or about your method of growth on both X or Twitter and also YouTube. I wouldn't go to any other platforms, maybe also podcasts, but X and YouTube are the main two ones. Then I'd go through all of their content, especially the ones that they put out in terms of resources, case studies, whatever it could be, step-by-step processes, and understand the theory of how it all works. Number 3 is look at examples of companies in your chosen industry. So examples of actual companies doing what it is you want to be doing as a service, and see how it looks in real life. That's like there's like kind of two aspects. One is learning from creators or like agency owners, and second is also exposing yourself to seeing it in real life so many times to where you just know what it looks like. And number 4 is turn all the information that you gather from doing the research into actionable advice and processes that you can follow when you actually sign your first client. And like I said, this is not a hard thing to do. This is kind of like the step that really separates you from all the SMMA kind of like NPC owners. And like myself and other guys that I've obviously taken this through and that I've done this, they've gone from literally having no knowledge whatsoever at all in the space they want to be in, like complete beginner, to having a really deep understanding, to be confident enough to answer questions on a call with a potential client, and obviously then be able to close those clients on call, be actually really confident on call within around 2 to 4 weeks of doing research properly. So then step number 3 is building the money making machine. After you've built your offer, which is obviously what you're going to be selling to potential clients, you then build your money making machine, which is your automated outreach system. Now, this is the system that actually books in sales calls with potential clients, like perfect ideal clients that will want to buy what it is you offer. And an important point to remember is that this is the main step. If you build this step properly and you do it properly, this is what will make it inevitable for you to hit 50k per month, maybe even 100k per month. Because for me, when I built this step properly, when I did the system properly, pretty much that was what got me to 50k per month. Like this was the step that actually booked in the calls, which then I could close obviously with my offer, and that's what got me to 50k per month in a very fast time frame. So this is really one of the most important ones to get right. So obviously you might be thinking, how is it automated? What does that mean? First is you can have a virtual assistant from the Philippines or from a third world country. You pay them around $300 per month. That's like their full-time salary over there. And pretty much they do everything for you. They source leads, they message them, they report back to you, they do the whole process for you. So once you build the system, they're the ones actually pushing the volume in terms of leads through the system. So you don't have to actually worry about doing outreach yourself ever. That's obviously what I did as well. But you're obviously saying that you can do it yourself. It is possible. If you don't have the money to pay a VA, you can do it yourself. But I would recommend, of course, to get that time back and be able to have a VA that does this for you. Number two is you can then also set up email sequences on a platform like Instantly, which is probably the best one to use. Pretty much what these do is they follow up with your leads over obviously a long time, every single week, and they get them to actually first obviously watch the Loom, which I'll explain what that means in a minute, and actually then booking a call with you. And that's obviously a very important point. The follow up is like the keys in the follow up usually. So if you don't follow up with leads, you'll never get a book call. That's one of the most important things to remember. So what is the process? And obviously I go through this process and how to build it out and how it looks in more detail inside the free course in a lot more detail. But I'll run you through it here. So first off is you have multiple Instagram accounts that are all optimized to make you look like an expert in your space. So they look good at first glance. And pretty much you send Instagram DMs to the leads, and what you're asking from them, what the point of the message is to get them to become a warm lead by sending you back their CEO's email address so you can send them over a Loom. And obviously in the Loom video, you pretty much you go through advice on how they can grow their company through your method of growth. And then obviously the second step is to send over that Loom. So when they become a warm lead, when they send you over their email address, you can then send them a warm Loom so they're already expecting it, so they actually watch it. And obviously, like I said, in this Loom, it's just pretty much giving advice and going through examples of what they should be doing, obviously related to what it is you offer, so they're interested in what you offer. And obviously you can just make one pre-made Loom. You don't have to make Looms every single day, just like make one pre-made Loom and you can send that to every single lead. Obviously this Loom has actionable advice, and at the end of it has a call to action that actually gets them to book in a call. And obviously they'll have like a button on Loom in the top right corner that will have a link to your Calendly, which then obviously they can book in a call through. Number three is you then have automated email follow-up sequences on Instantly, for example, and these sequences first get them to actually watch the Loom, to make sure they actually watch the Loom, and then once they watch the Loom, they either book in a call first from the Loom or maybe from the follow-up sequences. That's kind of the key of the follow-ups. And obviously they book in that call with you through your Calendly, and on the call, step number 5 is to take the call and then close them either on the first or maybe even second call. And the way you close them pretty much is just by running them through your proposal doc. You share your screen, run through it, and also as well, I've left a call recording of one of my sales calls inside the free community, so you can watch it in there too. Pretty much you just run through the proposal doc, and then by the end of it, they'll be the ones asking you how can you move forward. So to take you through some numbers, if you send around 50 to 100 messages per day from your Instagram accounts, you'll then should get around 5 to 7 warm leads per day. Obviously, then you're sending 7 to 10 warm Looms every single day from obviously the messages you're sending. Then from there, you should have around 4 to 5 calls booked per week after the follow-up sequences kick in around 2 to 3 weeks. And then from there, you should easily be able to close. You could be able to close all of them actually, but at least 2 to 5 closes per month. So that means that after 6 months or so, you should easily be at 50k per month profit with around 11 to 13 clients. But even in saying that, that's not even counting any of the rev share. So obviously you will have rev share with every client you have in a growth partnership. So for example, you can very easily have maybe 5 to 7 clients paying you around 10 to 15k per month each after the rev share as well. So for the retainer plus the rev share, so you can very easily have 5 to 7 clients and still be 50k per month profit. But I'm saying 11 to 13 just to be very, very conservative. And just to show you an example as well, like I said, you don't need a VA, but I really recommend a VA if you have the money for it. And obviously when you send your first client, you can very easily just get a VA then. So for me, this is what they would send to me every single day. So I wouldn't personally do any of the outreach. I built the system and they would do it all for me. So they send me, like, for example, how many leads they messaged that day, how many responded, how many warm leads we got from that day. And obviously as well, they just send me a screenshot of every response that we got. And this is what you're expecting pretty much. Like, hello, please email this. Hello, please email this. And if you're wondering why it's different names, because I had one of my team members, a girl, as the face of my outreach account. It's not me. It's just something you can also do as well. You don't have to be the face of your outreach if you don't want to. So a bit of advice as well on how do you actually write messages that appeal to 7-figure business owners, because obviously you're not trying to attract lower level business owners, you're trying to attract very, very sophisticated, high level business owners. So you have to first come across as approachable, authentic, and genuine. You cannot write a salesy message. You cannot try to do copywriting in your message. It has to be just like write your message as if you're genuinely just writing it to try and connect personally and just be friendly and approachable towards somebody else. Second is give value before you ask for anything. So you can't ask for can't ask them to book in a call with you on the first message. You can't be like kind of needy in that sense. And third is you have to come across as an expert in your space. So come across as a person, like an expert. Don't try to come across as an agency, because if you do, then they will just never reply to you. I've actually seen one of my clients' accounts, like how many messages they get every single day from like agencies, and the way they message them is just so low quality, and that's why they're never getting replies. So you have to try to level that up. And come across like you're genuinely an expert in your space, just trying to give them advice. And obviously I go through an example of one of my messages inside the free course too. And the most important thing that the system does for you that actually books in those calls, especially long term, is it makes the most out of every single lead. I see a lot of agency owners waste their time sending thousands and thousands of messages every single week, and as soon as they don't get a reply, they just move on to the next lead. So an important part of the system is that you have these follow-ups in place, and these follow-ups are what's actually booking in the call with these leads, because the key is in the follow-up. If you don't follow up, they will never book in a call with you. And then step number 4 is building your A team and automating your agency. So as soon as you close your first client, this is exactly how you can automate your GPA to be able to take on multiple clients every single month. The big difference between an SMMA or any type of other agency and a GPA is you're not just like drop servicing. You're not just like hiring random freelancers, delegating it to like random VAs. You're building a real specialized team, because obviously you're making a lot of money. You're 5K a month, 10K a month with a client. You can very easily give away $500 of that, and for $500 per client per month, you can very easily hire a very, very good Western employee. And you're building like a real team you can be proud of, especially. It's a really important part that I want to do, and I built my agency too. So the way you do that is you first build the SOPs and systems for each part of your client fulfillment. So with every task that you do within your agency, you pretty much then do it yourself first for maybe like 1 to 2 weeks. And then as soon as you understand what it is you're doing, you can then go ahead and write a step-by-step process of how you do that. Record yourself on Loom, for example. Maybe you like recording yourself doing that task, and then from there you can create like a proper SOP, which is a standard operating procedure. Pretty much just like almost think of it as like a course, like a document that has like step-by-step how you do this task, how somebody else can do it for you. And then from there, when you have that SOP built for each one of your tasks, each part of your fulfillment, you can then very easily just delegate that to somebody else, and you can build a real team that's actually good at what they do, not just like freelancers, but like real employees for you. And you can very easily have a 70 to 80% profit margin, but still have a very, very powerful team. You can obviously then from there, when it comes to hiring that team, what you do pretty much is you create a job post looking for current or ex-marketing students. That's where I find the best people that understand TikTok and social media. You can then use LinkedIn, for example, maybe Upwork as well, to find the best candidates. And then from there, you just interview them on Zoom and hire the best ones. And obviously from there, you just give them a specific task within your agency, within the service delivery, and then give them that SOP that you built. So then they can just follow that. And during 2 to 3 weeks with a bit of help on call with you, they can pretty much do that task for you. And what happened for me, and what should happen for you, is after the first 2 months of actually running my agency, I had delegated pretty much all of my client fulfillment. So I wasn't doing any of it myself. And that's obviously when I was traveling around Bali and living in Bali and Thailand and all other places that I went to. So that meant that I can bring on multiple clients per month and scale up really quickly, was actually getting really good results for my clients. So where you will be by the end of doing these steps, 100% if you do them properly, and obviously this is where I was making 50K cash per month, having the ability to invest in my next business. Obviously that's a lot of money to have every single month. And obviously you can live any lifestyle you really want. You can do whatever you want, 50K per month. You can pretty much live in Dubai, live in Bali, you could do whatever you want. And also as well, you'll have the team taking care of the day-to-day work for you, so you can focus on your own life or new projects. That's obviously why you can see me now with this YouTube channel, with doing the other stuff that I'm doing, building the e-com brand, just because I have a team doing that work for me. So I'll never stop running my agency. It will evolve into something else, and you can watch a video about that on my channel. But for me, it's like I can still run my agency and never have to stop it, because I don't need to be a part of the day-to-day work. I know I have a team, I have a COO, I have a personal assistant, and they are the ones pretty much managing the day-to-day work and communication for me. So I don't even have to jump on calls anymore. And also as well, the last thing, which is obviously one of the most important parts of the philosophy of this whole model, is you will then have the expertise, the experience, and also a team that will then help you build your next 7 to 8 figure business. So you don't need to run this business for 5, 6, 7 years. You can just run it for like 2 to 3 years, get to the point where you really want to get it to 50K per month, maybe 100K per month. But the main thing you want is you actually want both the ability to invest, and obviously with the money, and also you yourself have the knowledge, the team, and the experience and the expertise to then go ahead and build your next business, and then go on to build an empire of companies, become a multimillionaire. And of course for me, inshallah, I have the full plan built out on how I'm going to become a billionaire, and you can watch that video on my channel as well. You'll find it on my channel if you just search up like my plan to become a billionaire. And also as well, one really cool thing I want to tell you guys before we end is that just to prove to you guys that you can 100% build and scale your own growth partner agency in 2025, I'm actually going to be doing something really cool, which is building a brand new growth partner agency from scratch, as if I was a complete beginner, like doing these steps by myself and documenting the entire process with complete transparency. I'm going to show everything that I'm doing and everything that I actually do to build the agency and scale the agency, and obviously then how it goes. So I'm going to show my plan to build it, how I set it up, how I sign clients, how I hire my team, how I scale to at least 50k per month. It's actually going to be more than that, but I think at least 50k per month in 2025. And I've actually posted the first episode. The first episode's already out. So click here in the video. You'll see it come up in the video right now. Click that video. Go ahead and watch that. And if you actually want to build your own growth partner agency, that'll be a great video for you to watch. You can actually pretty much just copy me, because I actually recommend to just copy me and do exactly what I'm doing, because it's like there's no saturation. It's pretty much an untouched gold mine. So you can very easily just do exactly what I'm doing and have the same growth that I have, and we can build our agencies together. So it's gonna be a really cool thing that we're doing. So just make sure you just watch this video. I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen right here. Go ahead and click that right now and go and watch that video. And I'll see you in the next, in that obviously that video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and much love, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video.